Twin flame inner work key is unique. It's unique, people. You can't get this anywhere else. And that's the beauty of it. It was originally gifted to me, this key tool for twin flame inner work. Well, it's key to use it for everyone. But it's also called the key because I kept on finding keys on my path, on my meditative walks in front of my feet, physically, at the time when it was given me. And it was originally gifted me by Divine Mother around 2011 in a rudimentary form that in a sense we don't use anymore, but I still pass it on in the specific e-course with Divine Mother that you could obtain from me. And later on, I developed more of a simple 4 steps. And then I started to co-create with the Christ Masters on Earth right now that are here to roll out the consciousness space of harmonious twin flame union. And I realized that what they were saying and doing and having was also key, but a little bit of a different version. And we do that version now too. And then there's even another version that I developed later when I already brought a couple people completely in their harmonious twin flame union success with it. And that's where it was given me to also have and use the trauma version of it. So that makes in total 4 versions. In 2011, when it was first given to me, it was really a magical moment and a magical time in which I was sitting in somewhat damp and shadowy chapel regularly to be with Divine Mother and meditate with her. And someone came up to me and gave me a prayer card. And when I studied it later at home, I discovered that there were all kinds of ideas on that were new to me. I have never seen this ever again, this prayer card. And also these ideas I had never seen again in that environment, I mean. Really rare person that came up to me that I did not know, that gave it to me, sent by the angels. And one of the ideas was to turn things around. And that would be an essential help for you. And that became a central feature in what I was developing. Because I already, like 1.5 decades before that, was doing yoga meditation with a true teacher. And actually, everything that I experienced there and then felt upside down from what the personality, the ego world, the world was doing. So I already was aware of this, some sort of a strange shift, strange sort of like, but everything is upside down here movement. But that was more, we were like more doing the yoga, we were also like talking with the teacher and going to retreats. But this was more like Divine Mother just gave it to me and showed me that you could just put it on paper in a few steps with remarkably few words. And this actually spoke to me because I'm really a wordy person. But I didn't necessarily start to do it all correctly and right away and all the time. I just took a whole couple years, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, to really work myself into that. Now, you don't need to do all that anymore, right? I'm just giving it to you and I can just guide you. But I needed to work myself through what that was. But I have to say, after a couple years, I had my own key version actually complete. But then I still needed to sort of really do it myself. Eventually, I had done it myself to an enough degree that I was in harmonious twin flame union in March 2020, that was. And then I had to try this technique out on you guys. And now we're there. We've had that stage as well. We did that stage. It's completed. I brought 4 persons completely in harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state, by using essentially this tool and this underlying principle, supported by the energy work that is also unique, etc., that I also developed in together with Divine Mother, but we're not focusing on that today. And that brings us again today, where it is given and brought me there and brought some of you there. It has been proven. It has been shared all over the internet, what I said at the beginning. I have for a handful of years shared the technique on my social media, on my Instagram, on my Facebook, in the Facebook group, in explanations, in posts, in pictures, in videos, in workshops online and for free. And the most explanation that you can just obtain just like that is actually at this moment in our Facebook group called Your Abundance. So you would be very welcome to just simply join and try it out and study a little bit the information about it. Come to the workshop that we have every month about it. And then phase yourself deeper into the work, because that remains necessary to get the true and full results that I'm talking about. Because even though the key tool is, well, unique, efficient, effective, it does what it promises to completion. And by the way, you still do it after harmonious union, and you still do this because there's more healing afterwards, so that you know. But even though that is the only thing that you need, I have seen that it is difficult for people to not have guidance. So you need the guidance as well to go really deep with it. And that's just a beautiful opportunity to make it real, to make everything completely click in, as the oracle card of the day said as well. Let all the puzzle pieces come together and see union click together for you, and be the witness of that process blessedly. Yeah, so beautiful. It makes my heart so full. It just makes me feel like I almost can't speak anymore, because it's so full of this blessed energy that keeps on giving, that I feel right now when I talk about it, that comes from Divine Mother. That is just her exercise to make that happen, so that you do feel that fullness all the time. It's the fullness that you already are at the core of your being, because you already are a twin flame in union, in that fullness of divine love that flows in and in and in all the time and makes you receive of this divine nectar that the twin flame promises, which is true. And Yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. I'm just so filled with it. But that's the whole point. That's where the key exercise brings you. And it's a journey. And you need to bust yourself through what holds you back from experiencing it. And there can be moments that it seems undoable for you to bust through this blockage. But you will do it, especially when you're guided. And that's how you will take away every block that blocks you from experiencing this enormous, rich abundance, your twin flame abundance. That is real, that is already here, but we have blockages built against it. And the only thing you do is take these blockages away, and then you just sink into this divine love. But it needs to be done. It needs to be executed. There are many steps. There are many key exercises that you need to do. In the sense, also, you could say you only need to do one, but you need to do this one key exercise that's unique for your union, that is exactly the one that opens that lock. And we often don't know ourselves what that exactly is for us. That's also why you need the guidance, and why you need to persist, and why you need to keep on doing the exercise until you find it and until you work through it. In a sense, you could say you only do one big key exercise, but you do it in very many instances to sort of work against it, work through it. Maybe that's better to say, work through it until you're fully through it, what that was for you that you needed to work through. And then you've completed it, and you will know when it's complete, because these things will clarify themselves very clearly in your process, in your experiential field. Don't be mistaken. It does lead somewhere, and it is so concrete and it is so precise. It will blow you away. It does bring you somewhere. Yeah. Your twin flame will be there, just so that we don't forget that your twin flame will be there right in front of you. I'm not kidding you. And this is also what makes the key tool unique, because it's the only tool supported by the energy work and the other things, etc. The only tool that does that. And it brings you to harmonious twin flame union, so that you know that it is your true twin flame. You will be together in the joy of it and not in the problems of it. You will be eternally together. It will open the door towards your harmonious abundance that will start to flow in the form of energy and money and resources and relationships and everything that your heart truly desires in any life area starts to flow to you. And this consciousness state is the only way to arrive there in that true state, and to know that it is real, it's true, and you are there, and you did it and stuff. And that's a big part of what I say that will happen to you, that will be exactly precise and very clear, not vague or cloudy at all. Maybe you think I'm vague and cloudy, but I am just naturally, I am a dreamy person. So if you don't like that, yeah, I don't know, too bad for you. I'm a dreamy person, but this thing leads you to the only full clarity there exists in the entire universe. I can assure you that. And you will be yourself. So if you are a non-dreamy person, you will be that exact non-dreamy person right there, definitively, and with full clarity, etc. And in the truth of the divine, and with your true twin flame. The fact that I'm a dreamy person doesn't necessarily come with it. You will be absolutely sobered up. absolutely sobered up. It's the only place where we are sobered up. Many people in society think they're so sobered up and so concrete and so on. But when you are in that state of consciousness, you will see that they're drunk of illusions. People don't realize that, but that's the truth of the matter. And that's just how it is. You know, we're still rolling this out. People long for the making come true of it and be together with their twin flame and live this new kind of life that we all can live now. But most are not there yet, but some are called, and some of the people that are called can be brought there by doing the twin flame inner work with key and guidance. It's unique. It's unique. Well, the only other place where you can get it is at the Christ Masters School. All right, I'll give you that. And you are allowed to go there. But I can't tell you where it is. You'll need to pray and you'll receive your answer if you really want to. Otherwise, you need to stay here. And that's beautiful. That's a blessing. I would want to have a relationship with you. Let's do that together. Yeah, absolutely. But it's unique, especially also relative to all kinds of other things and tools and whatnot, because maybe you think to yourself like, oh my gosh, I already have so many tools and so many things I need to think about every day, and I need to be mindful of my autism, and I need to do mindfulness meditations every morning, and I need to eat healthy, and I need to find a new fitness plan, and I need to look deeper into my psychological health, and I need to go back to therapy because I think I need it. And, I also have a narcissistic abuse history. I need to look into that more. And there's so much theory about that. We need to work that out and read about it every day and stuff, and do exercises to fight it. And so many things. So many self-care, and I need to do my nails and sit in my Epsom salt bath, and I have so many things and tools and coachings already going. And I mean, do I really need to have some extra? Don't you think, Petra, that the twin flame, okay, it is like a divine love. So we just maybe we just need a little bit more of Epsom salt baths, and a little bit more of going to my therapist, and a little bit more of eating healthy and doing my yoga exercises every day, and look better into the narcissistic abuse theory and do those exercises every day, Isn't that what we all need to do? Or do we need to look into how can we be more kind with people among each other? Or maybe we should just look into how was our attachment formed as a young child in relationship to our caregivers, our mother often, and what went wrong there, and how can I overcome that? Maybe I need to read, a couple of books of that. Or maybe I just need to pray more, right? I need to maybe learn more prayers by heart, like original, or I actually mean traditional prayers of my religion that I learned as a child, and just do more of that. Isn't that what we need to do? Okay. So even though all these things have values for people, they represent something, they're all in a layer, in a human level that is non-twin flame specific. And what you need is to work in the layer of yourself of being a human that is twin flame specific. And that is like, well, here is all the psychological work and physical work and mental work and emotional work, and maybe also the religious work that with the tradition that you're used to. And it all comes together in this pointer that says, But here is the key to it all. Here is the key to your twin flame union that will represent and open a life that encompasses all of that, but in a repaired way and in an order that is, well, let's say, dictated by that twin flame union and that level of life that is directly connected to God and is very close to that, to where you come from, where you originate from. Doing the key tool is actually moving you from this whole place of all these things that certainly represent a certain value and make you level up to the twin flame union level where you can be with your true twin flame, after which you can integrate all these things. A beautiful healed psychology, a really divinely formed body by true nutrition, a program that makes you move, that feels good for your energy household in a divinely connected way, and all the other things. So it is like we're just working on another level, and key even like makes you work towards that other level and make that come true so that you can reintegrate all these things that have value to you. And this new perspective that opens up, that is from the twin flame union, from doing the key tool, gives you actually the perspective on all these topics and psychological questions and trauma-related pasts and health and feel-good practices, etc., that are divinely aligned and connected to your twin flame life in heaven on earth, and how they should be connected to that life. It just shows you that. Because the key tool opens up a whole new space in your being where all these topics will come together, where all these topics have their genuine, definitive place. Maybe not all at once. That's a process too. You know, when you arrive doing the key tool, arrive in harmonious union consciousness. And then it's also a process of making that union consciousness that you have now touch all your fields of life, all your fields of psychology, all your fields of emotion, all your fields of mental life, all your fields of physical life. That's a process. Everything will be healed into that. But it just brought you onto another level, completely and utterly. And that's where twin flames are easily together and just are naturally together and just are lovingly together in the embrace of God. And there's nothing more natural. You will experience that there. So even though there are many psychological tools and maybe like semi-spiritual tools that also look a little bit like psychology and all kinds of things that seem helpful, they don't bring you in that other level. Only the key tool does, supported by the energy work and under guidance. And that's what that is. It's beautiful that it exists because it makes you integrate the rest. And also, it makes you show you, is that a right way of saying it? Well, it makes you see, have insight in how you can still, in that other level where it brought you in union consciousness, benefit from things that are in the other level, are in the psychological level. Because when you will be healed with the key tool, you might very well become aware that you slowly become truly healed in a certain psychological aspect. And that the key tool makes that complete for you. And then you go back to your psychology course and you see, oh gosh, look at that. We just healed this complete chapter to completion with the key tool. And you'll see in that psychology book, oh, this just explains what I have been going through in my twin flame inner work. That's beautiful because it just acknowledges that the structure of what I have just been going through, and I'm completely healed. And now I understand this chapter in the psychology book. I understand it now. It makes complete sense to me now. And it can be such a beautiful acknowledgement and like help to give yourself some understanding after the fact. That's how you will see it often. That it will work out for you. Yeah. So that's what makes the key tool unique. That's what makes it unique. And that's how these things fit together. All these things that you might already be doing and how they fit together with it. So I hope that gives you some clarity about the stuff. And may that help you towards being in continual union physically with your true twin flame.